Okay, hello! This is my first video. I'm just not gonna overthink it. Hi, I'm Snack Mechanic and I have a professional and a personal history with food. I feel like I'm gonna make a video in the future talking about my story. All you need to know is I have a degree in food technology. I worked as a food engineer for years and I also had an ED. I'm not sure what you can say on YouTube, so I'm just gonna be very careful. This is my first reaction video. We're just gonna experiment, but I saw this video of Jubilee with Jillian and I just really felt called to watch it and use this as a little experiment to see how this reacting thing goes. I've literally never done this before, so kind of nervous, but I feel like everyone is with their first YouTube video. So let's get into it.
My next surrounded claim is that the large food companies are one of the primary beneficiaries of the body positivity movement.
I feel every time there's a claim made or when someone in the health or body positivity space says something about the food industry and like the scary engineers that doctor your food and design your food for it to be addicting. I mean, it's true. I can't deny that, it's absolutely true. But I always feel like the spotlight on me suddenly, like...
All right, if you want to be the next debater, get to the chair in 3, 2, 1.
What are you classifying as large food companies?
Okay, PepsiCo, Coca-Cola, General Mills.
Okay. Now, if they were beneficiaries and benefactoring and making all this money off of the body positivity movement, why is it that they spend billions on calorie counting apps, on a lot of things that we see in society as forcing the losing weight or talking about losing weight? Because that to me doesn't make sense and doesn't correlate, but also...
Ooh, wait, okay. If I think I understand what she's saying, I have an opinion on this. Okay, I'm not a big conspiracy theorist, but I feel like calorie counting apps and like extreme dieting and promoting extreme diets and that sort of stuff really is in the benefit of food producers and large food companies, because it's very profitable for you to yo-yo. You get bombarded constantly with don't eat this, count your calories, eat 1200 calories, super low, just think about calories, don't think about all the other nutrients, eat this protein bar, eat this like super ultra processed Quest chip or whatever, like something that's fake food. And then on the other side, you get bombarded with a lot more ultra processed food, but that's very bad for you, like Doritos and Cheetos and whatever. So you get sold these two sides of the spectrum, and actually the only thing that works is the very boring middle ground. So companies can profit off of you from both sides of the spectrum. If you're really restricting and you're really not eating anything, focusing on a very strict diet and trying to control your diet in the one way. And also they really profit off of you if you totally just let go and just eat everything. And the only way that companies don't profit off of you that much is if you eat a 80 to 90% whole foods based diet. That's the only way that you escape from the rat race and are suddenly not that interesting anymore. But it's also very boring. I feel like that's the puzzle piece that's missing for her. She says she doesn't think it makes sense, but that's how it makes sense.
People that are benefiting from this are the people in the body positivity movement themselves. A little bit about myself.
Wait, can I clarify one thing?
Please.
I'm talking predominantly about finance.
Okay.
So your argument is the wedding industry is the primary beneficiary?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying that's where my knowledge comes.
I was also confused, but I'm glad that she asked a clarifying question because I'm not really following what her point is just yet.
Okay. But the body positivity movement is really for us. We are the main, and I'm saying we because I'm a large body person.
I totally understand.
I mean, great, yeah.
That's where it's
Can
really
I show
coming
you
from.
the ways
Please.
they're exploiting it?
Oh, please.
Okay.
Exactly. I mean, of course, the body positivity movement, the main beneficiaries are going to be the people that benefit from the positivity movement in a way in which they gain love for themselves. What Jillian Michaels said is exactly true. There are ways in which the positivity movement is exploited by corporations.
So there have been two really big exposés, one by the Washington Post and one by the Examiner. So they're coming at this from numerous angles. So the first one is they've gone after a lot of the intuitive eating dietitians.
Okay.
So can I give you some statistics?
Please.
Okay, so Washington Post analyzed more than 6,000 social media posts by 68 registered dietitians with a combined reach of over 9 million followers. 40% of them were using the anti-diet language, right? Like food freedom, no food rules, ditch the diet, healthy in any size, so on and so forth. Very often not disclosing the fact that they were paid by the big food companies.
Okay.
So they're basically going after the intuitive eating dietitians. I can give you Abby Sharp.
That's okay, though. But I want you to listen.
Okay,
Because
yeah.
they are doing that.
Yes.
But the aspect that the body positive movement is really for us, that is not even anywhere we need to equate into it. It
Don't
really
agree
is.
with you. When
That's
they're using
fine.
your movement.
But do you, and I'm going to say this clearly and for right now, I don't care who uses my fucking movement. I want the movement to be there. And that right there, they can take its marketing and sales.
I get it because I think that the body positivity movement is positive and I think it should exist. But I really feel like we should care that it's being exploited by corporations.
One-on-one. Of course they're going to use the fucking movement.
But then
Because
why
they're-
can't you guys say you don't get to co-opt our movement?
That's not for me to do. I don't care about that. The thing is we don't care. But it's not about we should. We are doing what we're doing because this is our family. This is our world.
There are
It
people-
doesn't
It's very intense. There's like a lot of emotion behind this, which I understand. You can like feel it through the screen.
matter
They're
about what.
exploiting
Do you
your
think?
family.
But the thing is, we don't care. We are the movement.
But there are a lot of people that are being hurt by this. And these guys essentially are engineering food to be addicted.
We do.
And you know what? And I will say this. I will say this.
Yeah.
I will give you the claps on that. I will say yes, that is true. But what I do want to say is that it happens all the time. A movement starts and someone comes in and takes it, and someone comes in and comes in, and someone comes in and
don't
runs with
deny it, you
But
just don't care, is what you're
No,
saying.
I'm saying it's fine for them to do that. But the bigger issue that I want you to realize is that the body positivity movement is ultimately for us. If someone wants to come and get on our coattails, that's perfectly fine. But for us, it doesn't need to go away. It doesn't need to go anywhere.
asking
It
for-
does.
But like, why is she arguing then? Because those two statements can be true together. The body positivity movement is predominantly for the people in the body positivity movement, but it's also true that large food companies are often the primary beneficiary, even though the people in the body positivity movement are benefiting from the movement. Those two things are true together. And it's not really an argument against the statement that large food companies are one of the primary beneficiaries. It's like an adjacent argument.
To go away.
But
I'm
it's
suggesting.
being, now see, there's a suggestion.
Okay.
I like it. I like the
Okay.
suggestion.
I'm suggesting that it could evolve. That you guys could call out when you're co-opted. That you could centralize messaging so that it's not all over the place.
No, that's right. I'm not opposed to.
Okay.
I'm not opposed to that.
I'm not saying that that's not a claim.
No, but the thing is I want you to know who the true beneficiaries are. You're saying that they are the main
I'm speaking
beneficiaries.
financially.
Yeah, and
I
that's okay.
apologize.
And that's okay. But you're saying the claim says that the large food companies
Yes.
are the main beneficiaries of the body positive movement. That is not correct.
I understand.
Because we are the main people. We are the main beneficiaries of the body positive movement.
I feel like the body positivity movement is really doing itself a disservice if they deny the fact that they are in a position to be essentially used by food companies. I think it's a disservice to the movement and to the people to just throw away the argument that large food companies are one of the primary beneficiaries just for the principal statement that no, the people in the body positivity movement are the primary beneficiaries out of principle. So we're just going to ignore that food companies buzz around like buzzards waiting to swoop down and get their opportunity to benefit off of this movement. I'm just very confused about what there is to gain by denying this.
Someone wants to come get on our coattails. Go ahead.
Disagree with you on that. I
And
think that's a
okay.
mistake.
And that's okay.
I think that you guys could tell them that you could expose what they're doing. Like, can I read you something else?
Please.
Okay.
I'm here
Let me,
to hear.
Can I just show
Just
you
like, this is a
how
great dialogue.
diabolical this is, okay? I have a friend that's on the inside. He sent me this. He goes, I just want to show you the ways in which this is being in the inside of I can't say that a big food
company.
You got
Yes,
it.
yes,
Exactly.
yes.
Okay, so here's the intentional message overlap, right? So healthy at every size. Quote, you can be healthy in any size. Corporate benefit. Removes health concern barrier to sales. Stay with me, okay? Dieting doesn't work. protects snack foods from being cut. Healthy at any size. Weight and health are unrelated. Corporate benefit. Deflects from products causing obesity. Healthy at any size. Weight stigma causes disease, not weight. Wait.
Okay, I'm gonna let you.
I'm just showing you. This is
what I
an
want
internal.
to bring.
Yeah.
What I would love, and I'm saying,
Dang, I just wish that she let her finish because girl was cooking. She was on to something. I don't know where she got this document from, but I 100% believe that it's true. I 100% believe that it's real. Oh man, I hope she finishes that list.
love, because I want it, but I love it more. If there's such a resistance to the body positive movement, and I'm speaking specifically kind of from your standpoint,
okay, yeah.
if there's such a resistance to the body positive movement, why are you letting them take money from you?
Wait, where's the resistance?
I'm telling you, I'm acknowledging or saying that it's actual, that it needs to be.
I think that I think that intuitive eating is a goal, not a treatment plan. I think that having access to health, which is what Health and Exercise was initially intended to do, I think all those things are important. I think, unfortunately, the fact that the movement is decentralized and it's prone to being co-opted, it can do harm in the ways that I have shown you.
And
that's what I'm saying.
And that we can
That's okay.
agree to
Right,
agree
we
to
got pause
that.
there.
That's good.
I'm so confused. I do not understand what her side of the argument was. I'm very confused. If any of you know what the point was, maybe it just went over my head. I don't know. I'm just sad that Jillian Michaels didn't finish her list of that internal document. It must have been from a marketing team or something like that. Oh, that was a good list.
We got a pause there. You've been voted out by the majority.
Well, I really appreciate this. Thank you.
So I really want to focus on what you've just been saying about the co-opting of the movement, because
Oh, I love her name, Tigress. Cool.
what you seem to be critiquing is the people who co-opted the movement, not the people who actually built the movement, not the people who actually are the movement.
She's not critiquing anything, right? She's just stating, I don't know. I think I would say it's a fact, but you need concrete evidence to state something as a fact. So she's just stating something. It's not really a critique.
So the idea that
Who's the movement, though? So the thing is, I don't want to name names, but there are many, influencers who have said these things. So who's the movement?
influencers and activists are not necessarily the same thing. We were allegedly invited here as activists and advocates. Not always the same thing, right?
I
Some
don't
influencers are.
disagree, but it's become, as I mentioned, a patchwork quilt. Like, I'm an activist, I'm an influencer, I'm a dietitian. It's whereas, like, when you look at something like AA.
Well, let me
very
guide you to
clear.
something very clear about the Health at Every Size movement. Health at Every Size is actually a registered trademark of the Association for Size, Diversity, and Health.
I know.
So when people are misusing that,
I know
we
that.
are a movement that doesn't have the same resources as the health and wellness industry.
But the thing is, the fact that they are a registered organization doesn't mean that they are protected from co-opting of corporations. That's something that can still happen. It doesn't matter how official you are or who is in the movement. It can still happen, and you have to be aware of that.
Or the health and wellness grifters, or the major food industry, right? We don't have the same resources to fight every time somebody misuses our terminology, our philosophies, our practices, our values. But there are some of us out there who are doing that, right?
I never see the caveats. I never, ever see the freaking caveats.
So
maybe today you
maybe
can-
you can help amplify some of the caveats.
I'm doing that right now.
Okay, so let's go to the
I'm
claim.
trying.
The claim that body positivity is primarily benefiting big food companies.
I mean
If that's-
financially.
I got it.
Because individual benefit, I can't, it's not quantifiable. I'm talking about the way these bastards are.
I just wish they would get into that statement. It feels like they're skirting around the statement, or maybe they don't want to get into it, or they don't really understand what Jillian says, or like what she's meaning to say or something. I don't know, but I feel like they're not getting into that statement. I really want them to like discuss that.
Are manipulating this message,
Right,
to
okay.
do things that I think are very unethical.
So, if body positivity is feeding their profits, will we see their profits reduce as this pendulum swing away from body positivity continues to go back to the, like I get asked all the time as the director of NAFA.
No. As we see that pendulum swing back to diet culture, they will have just as much profit, but from the other side. That's the thing. It's the pendulum. The part where there's no profit to be had is in the boring, simple, whole foods middle. No extremes. No all you can eat fast food, super ultra processed junk food. Everything. No bars hold. Like nothing of that, but also not starving yourself, and no extreme diets and diet foods and all these diets that you need special things for. Those are the two spots in which companies can really benefit. So no, they will not lose any revenue if the pendulum swings to the other side. The pendulum needs to stop swinging for them to lose profits.
Is body positivity over? Is body positivity over because of Ozempic? Is body positivity over because of Maha? Is body positivity over? Part of my argument is it depends on what you're in body positivity for. If you're in it for systemic change, it ain't over because the system ain't changed, right? But I do concede the point that we are moving away from some of what we saw as body positivity for the last 10, 15 years.
And what do you mean by
as
that,
we move away from that, it's less popular, it's less trendy. We're moving more towards a thin-centric ideal again, or leaving behind. We've labeled body positivity DEI and we're turning away from that. Whatever. As we move away from that, are we going to see the profits of these food industries drop?
Well, you are.
Why would you need to make food genetically addictive if body positivity can just sell that food? If you could just tell people.
I'm confused. Genetically addictive. Why do you need to make food genetically addictive? That's not what they're doing. They're making food ultra palatable. Food is engineered to be ultra palatable, to be exactly as sweet, exactly as salty, exactly as crunchy, exactly as soft, mouthfeel, scent, texture. Everything is engineered to be easy to eat and very, very pleasurable to eat. That's what's been engineered.
When you feel good in your body, you want to eat all the Nabisco snacks that you want to.
Because
then why do we have to make them addictive?
They don't even want you to stop eating one chip. This is how incremental they are about this. They literally engineer.
Of course. I think people need to understand that food companies, and in particular ultra-processed food companies, their whole basis of existence is to sell you food. These companies aren't engineering food because they're evil and because they want to make you fat. No, they want to make money. They want to sell their food and want to make money, just like any other company. And how do they sell their food and make money? They do that by making it extremely hard to stop eating that product. And how do they do that? They make it ultra palatable. Like Jillian said, they don't even want you to stop in between two chips. They want you to keep on eating. That's the whole goal. They're a company. They're not some non-profit that provides food to the masses just out of the goodness of their heart. No, they're a company. And I think we need to start seeing food that just comes out of the ground or is minimally processed and ready to eat, and food that is put on the market by companies with the main focus of making money. We need to see these two things as separate product categories as consumers, because I think they can both exist. I think that there's nothing wrong with ultra-processed food existing. It's fun, it's nice. It's just like anything else that you enjoy in life that's bad for you if you partake in it too much, but it's not food. It's not nourishing. It's something different. This is completely for enjoyment, and this is for nourishment.
They don't even want you to have to stop and take a drink of water when you're eating their chips. So they engineer how much fat is in your mouth in each bite. There are a team of multidisciplinary scientists that literally work around the clock, 24/7.
Well, I mean, not around the clock. We work 9 to 5, just like any other engineer or for like other scientists. I think the people that work around the clock are the operators that work in the factories. But like food scientists and food engineers, we work 9 to 5. It's fine. We need to sleep as well and spend time with our families.
Day after day, year after year.
Positivity.
No.
So this is the thing. No, what you're describing is a misuse of science.
Yeah.
What you're describing is...
No, it's not a misuse of science. It is the creation of something for profit with the use of science.
What you're describing is business. What you're describing is capitalism. What you're describing is greed.
Yes.
Body positivity is not the reason for that.
No, they're two different things.
Oh, I'm suggesting that I think you guys should get pretty freaking vocal and pissed because these guys are actively manipulating your message. So much I haven't gotten half the shit that they do. So,
I wish that she did. I just want to know that list.
for example, they have effectively lobbied to remove nutrition guidelines and warning labels on food packaging because of harmful shame. It's like...
Full disclosure. I am a food engineer in Europe. So I have no idea what's going on in food law in America. I would believe this immediately. Sounds wild, but I'm not surprised.
Trans fats are bad for your health.
Okay,
it's a fact.
They have advocated for that. The body positivity movement, the fat activism movement, the fact that they're using our language, right? Like you said, co-opting.
Yes.
Right. So they should stop co-opting our shit.
But they're not going to.
Right?
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
So how do
you guys get pissed about it. Like, I get the things you're pissed at.
We are pissed about a lot of things.
I get it. Then you add this to the list. Add this. I'm saying they're the primary one to indict someone.
It is on the list for some people who...
I just feel like it's so sad because I feel like the people that are on this panel really came in wanting to hammer in on Jillian Michaels. And I feel like if they went in with more of an open mind and less of a defensive stance, that they would see that they're actually on the same side. Because what I'm hearing is two people that are on the same side, but like really cannot make that clear to one another. And it's really sad.
whose focus is body positivity, right? We have different foci. I do civil rights stuff. Some people do fashion stuff, wedding industry, health and wellness, eating disorders. There are folks who are thinking about the food industry. There are folks who are nutritionists who are, like I can't, without seeing the list of like the people that I remember the Washington Post article.
Yeah,
some of those people are
being
not people that I
intuitive
would associate with us.
I understand, but they're literally, many of them are certified in intuitive eating.
Okay, but they're
Abby Sharp.
Okay, but that's not health at every size. Intuitive eating is not.
Jillian Michaels really doesn't like Abby Sharp. That's clear.
Healthy
I know, but
exercise
it's part of my problem with the movement is that it's like, oh, but it's not that part. But it is that part.
You're
It's
saying
all
our
of it.
problem is that we conflate that all the things.
I'm not saying it's your
You're
problem.
conflating
I'm saying my issue is that because it's become a patchwork quilt, an amalgamation of movements and boys. I was an activist. It's a political. It's an influencer. It's a celebrity. There's no accountability for any of this. There's no through line, and it allows exploitation.
But why aren't we
in ways that I think can be hurtful?
Why isn't the entire public holding food companies accountable for food company evil?
I think
Why is it? Why is it? Are
You
they?
don't think so? I mean, they're reevaluating the generally recognized as safe rule. They just changed the food pyramid, which, guys, do you want to talk about that one? Guys,
The food pyramid, the new food pyramid, is honestly, I think that's the first food pyramid that I've ever seen that seems to be actually good advice. I'm very happy with the new food pyramid. Surprising, I didn't expect there to be a new food pyramid to come out, but I'm very happy with the new food pyramid.
hundreds of billions of dollars in subsidies, and now
so
they're mandating.
Baja is
I'm saying that
focused on the
definitely focus on it. Sure, part of it.
Okay,
I think there are a lot of people that are focused
you
on
do
it.
understand how and why they have significantly more resources than actual body positive
I'm
activists,
not
right?
saying that they don't have more resources. I'm saying, can you see this issue? What do you about it?
Well,
Do you think it's a problem? I think it's a problem.
I think there are a lot of problems. I think one of the problems is the assumption that everything that has to do with food and its lack of health correlates with fatness. Because we are saying
So
body
do
positivity.
obesity thing again?
We are saying body positivity, and body positivity includes all kinds of ways of being a body, right? Not just body size. It includes all of the things about disability and skin color and hair texture and all of the things, right? Body positivity. But we really have been coding that in this conversation to talk about body size, right? And you can understand.
Okay, I actually didn't think body positivity, but to be dead honest with you, I've never interpreted body positivity to be about skin color or gender ideology.
But someone-
I really never.
Oh man, that was a meme.
I didn't.
But
So
some of the
if
people who
that's
started body positivity and practice it today and talk about the values that
I don't think everybody sees it that way. It is not.
Okay, well, I think it's really sad that they're talking in circles a lot. I feel like this could have been an amazing opportunity for the two sides to have an actual good discussion, but I really feel like it really feels like the people that came here came with a armor and with like a sword and shield ready to go into this conversation immediately on the defensive. And I understand because the body positivity movement is largely attacked and critiqued. So I understand the defensive position, but I do think it's a missed opportunity to have had an actual discussion, because I feel like if they would have listened to Jillian, that they would have found out that they're actually on the same side. So anyway, I hope this stream or reaction video turned out well. You guys let me know if you have any requests or tips, or you have something to say in the comments. Let me know. Like and subscribe, and see you next time. Bye.